Hi, everyone. Emily and Jack appeared to have the perfect life. Jack was the kind of husband others admired, hardworking, kind, and completely devoted to his wife. Together, they were a power couple, a duo that complemented each other in every way. From lazy weekend brunches to quiet movie nights, Jack adored Emily and made sure everyone around them knew it. They had been married for 5 years, and Jack still looked at Emily with the same sparkle in his eyes that he had on their wedding day. He believed he knew her inside and out, that they were soulmates in every sense of the word. But as time passed, small things began to feel off. Emily, once eager to share every detail of her day, became more reserved. She laughed less, avoided Jack's gaze, and always seemed busy, even when they were alone together. Jack shrugged it off, assuming it was stress from her demanding new job in marketing, which required long hours and frequent travel. Yet, a quiet unease settled in his chest, a persistent feeling he couldn't shake. The first sign came on a Friday night. Emily went out for a girls' night, and Jack encouraged her to enjoy herself. But as the night wore on and her texts slowed to a trickle, his gut churned. When she finally stumbled in late, faintly smelling of cologne and looking more disheveled than a casual evening with friends should have left her, Jack's suspicions grew. Still, he pushed them down, not wanting to become the type of husband who questioned his wife's every move. Emily had never given him a reason to doubt her, until now. 2 weeks later, the second sign appeared. Jack was helping Emily with the laundry when her phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number popped up on the screen. Last night was unforgettable. When can we do it again? Jack's heart dropped. He set down the laundry, taking a deep breath. Emily noticed his expression, quickly swiped the message away, and forced a smile. "Work stuff," she said lightly. "Just a joke from a client." Jack forced a smile back, but the words from the message echoed in his mind, leaving an uncomfortable knot in his stomach. Doubt crept into his thoughts, and he found himself observing Emily more closely. The behaviors he once found endearing now seemed suspect. It wasn't long before Jack's worst fears were confirmed. One rainy Saturday night, Emily told him she'd be working late again. Jack kissed her goodbye, but felt the suffocating weight of doubt pressing on his chest. On impulse, he got into his car and followed her, keeping his distance and turning off his headlights. He watched as Emily pulled into a dimly lit bar on the other side of town. A man, tall with dark hair and a wide grin, was waiting at the door. Emily stepped out of her car, laughing as she wrapped her arms around him. Jack's heart shattered. As we delve deeper into the story, I'd love for you to join our storytelling family at Lost Love Mysteries. If this tale has you captivated, take a moment to tap that subscribe button. Each new story offers a front row seat to unforgettable journeys, ones that might just resonate with your own. Let's continue. Jack drove home. The image of Emily and the man burned into his mind. His vision blurred with anger and betrayal. Once home, he poured himself a drink, then another, each one dulling the pain just enough to think clearly. Jack realized there was no saving his marriage. The woman he loved was gone, replaced by someone he no longer recognized. Instead of lashing out, Jack decided to act. He spent the next week meticulously planning his exit, ensuring Emily would feel the weight of her betrayal as keenly as he did. Quietly, Jack emptied their shared bank accounts, transferring the funds to an account she couldn't access. He began packing his belongings, taking only what he needed and leaving no trace. He arranged with his boss to work remotely, preparing to leave without drawing attention. Jack wanted to be gone before Emily even realized what was happening, leaving her with empty rooms and the full weight of her actions. The night before his departure, Jack booked a suite at a nearby hotel, ensuring Emily wouldn't know where he'd gone. He knew where she was, likely spending the night with her mystery man, which fit perfectly into his plan. While Emily was out, Jack carefully set his plan into motion. On the kitchen counter, he left a single note, a simple farewell with no explanation, no apology, just 3 stark words: "I know everything." Afterward, Jack made one last sweep through the house, leaving behind only memories of what they had built together. By the time he closed the door for the final time, the house was nearly empty, a hollow shell, echoing the emptiness in his heart. At the hotel, Jack waited. He poured himself a glass of whiskey and watched the clock tick as he pictured Emily's reaction. He could see it clearly, her confusion morphing into panic as she discovered the note, the empty house, the absence of everything familiar. He hoped she would feel even a fraction of the pain she had caused him. Emily stumbled into the house at dawn, the scent of another man's cologne still clinging to her clothes. She called out, expecting Jack to be asleep in bed, but an eerie silence greeted her. Turning on the lights, her eyes fell on the note on the counter. Panic gripped her as she darted from room to room, her heart sinking with every step. The closets were half empty, drawers nearly bare. Even their wedding photos were gone. Every trace of Jack had been meticulously erased. Her hands shook as she reached for her phone, dialing his number. Each call went straight to voicemail. Her frantic messages, pleas for him to come back, her voice breaking with desperation, went unanswered. Jack was already gone. In the weeks that followed, Emily tried everything to reach him. She called friends, family, even showed up at his workplace, only to learn he'd taken a remote assignment. Each unanswered message chipped away at her composure, leaving her drowning in regret and heartbreak. Her new relationship, once thrilling, quickly disintegrated under the cold glare of reality. She was left alone, forced to face the consequences of her choices. Meanwhile, Jack started fresh. In a new city surrounded by new friends, he rebuilt his life. Far from the memories of his failed marriage, he found peace, knowing he had reclaimed his story. Betrayal no longer defined him. When Jack looked back, he felt no bitterness, only quiet satisfaction. He had given Emily what she wanted, freedom. Yet in the end, she had trapped herself in her own loneliness and regret. Sometimes, the greatest revenge is simply moving on.